With so much attention focused on avian influenza in poultry over the past year, the impact of the PED virus on the pork industry has received little attention. With PED under control at the moment, few seem to talk about future implications. That is not the case with the pork industry, however. Dave Preisler is Executive Director of Minnesota Pork.
A couple of years ago, we were seeing some pretty heavy losses, and it resulted in, really historically high pig prices, especially in 2014. But now, really, it's been I guess you can almost call it under control. You can never say that you're over something. We still see some cases here and there. But if we look at, for example, in the U.S., in the sow herd, we didn't see any new cases in the month of August. And so the trend's been very good.
The pork industry has been looking at what happened in the past and what could happen with PED to formulate their strategy.
I think one of our concerns, and we'll see this happens this winter now, but we're starting to get to where the original sow herd that was exposed to it and probably developed immunity are now being culled and then replaced by replacement breeding animals. And so we'll have to see now how that works for us as some of that immunity kind of leaves, and we'll see what happens then as we get into the winter months.
And Preisler says the pork industry has to remain vigilant to new challenges. A new virus called Seneca has popped up in some herds, but they don't consider it a major threat.
It's a virus that is not near as virulent as PED, for example. One of the things that's real concerning about it is that the symptoms look exactly like foot and mouth disease. And so we want to just make sure that if farmers see something that doesn't look right, talk with your veterinarian and make sure it gets investigated, because you wouldn't want to bring those pigs to a packing plant, and because a packing plant will shut down until they would make sure that it is not foot and mouth disease.
When we hear about animal agriculture, many times we just hear about the problems that the industries are facing. Here at the Minnesota Pork Producers, they had a big one to overcome with the PED virus. They put a plan together, industry, government, and farmers, most importantly, in how to control the disease, and that has been done. There's always going to be issues in the future. They realize that, but they have a plan in place, and up to this point, they've been very successful with it. This is Lynn Ketelsen reporting from Minnesota.